Welcome to the podcast for Drop It Like It's Hot Part 1. We are starting off the 5th week of episodes already. We have just 7 more episodes to go now until the mid-season finale, and then the show will resume in mid-October for the rest of season 11. We started off with Allie discussing her situation to Jenna. Seeing them back on screen together is great. It's nice to see Jenna, back out and enjoying herself after giving up, Tyson. I kind of wonder if we're going to see any mentions at some point throughout the rest of the season, about her missing her child, and, maybe they'll try and get him back. I think Dave has really grown into a really good character. Him and Allie, once again, a joy to watch on screen. Adam talking to Dave about sex and, helping him out or whatever. It's nice to see the little things like that. And not only that, but once again tonight, on a side note here, ton of characters, were around, even if it was only for a line or two. We had Drew pop in there for a minute. But yeah, the Allie and Dave storyline has been done great. I love this road that Allie is going down. It's going to be interesting. This episode was originally titled Poker Face, but was changed to Drop It Like It's Hot because they got the rights to Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and, they didn't want to, use the title and the song in the same episode. And having a song like Poker Face in a Degrassi episode, is a huge deal because, as you know, Degrassi and many other TV shows use songs from smaller artists because to license the songs for the show, the fees are a lot, cheaper. And, the musicians like that because they get their music out to, a big audience, and the producers like it because they get good songs for cheap. Poker Face is one of the biggest singles of, the decade, one of the best-selling songs, and I'm pretty sure that is the biggest song to ever have been featured on Degrassi. There have been a couple other songs that have been featured, in the background that were some bigger songs. Paramore was on before, but Lady Gaga is, a huge household name, and the song was used, in a big scene, and it wasn't, just a little clip of the song. So, as for the Wesley, Hannah, and Liam plotline, not the biggest fan of it. I like the stuff with Wesley, learning how to drive and all that. The three-way love triangles. He likes her, she likes him, he likes, back and forth with all that. I know they always gotta have it. It is relatable and very common, but I don't know, with these three, it's not really the most interesting thing. I did like, the other part of Wesley learning how to drive, taking the car without having a license and without permission. It kind of reminded me of a very early episode with Spinner, Craig, Marco, and Jimmy when they, took the car. Just one of those, fun, silly plot lines. But as for the love triangle, not the biggest fan of it. I feel like Wesley is the only character out of, the three, Dave, Connor, and Wesley, who hasn't really broke out yet. We have Connor, who had some really interesting storylines when he was meeting the girl in the video game, online, when he met her, and stealing the women's underwear, the Asperger's. Dave is doing, a radio show. He's going through the relationship with Allie now. He had all that drama with Adam, a lot of good storylines for him, but it's like Wesley is just stuck in this, science-y stuff and love triangles, and I don't find it that interesting. And finally, to wrap up the episode, one of the most anticipated storylines is the return of Bianca and Vince, because we all know a big event is going down in the following episodes at the Degrassi prom. Something involving Vince and Bianca are going to be playing a big part of it. What exactly will happen? That's anyone's guess. But the best part about Bianca in this episode was the interactions with Imogen. It was really fun, seeing them together up until Bianca stole the money from Imogen. But, it's still a great, plotline, and I can't wait to see, what Imogen is going to do when she finds out the money's gone. And I also liked, Imogen talking about Eli. She didn't mention his name, but it's obvious that's who she was talking about. And that was a really good moment. Just the two of them together had great chemistry, and I love when they have new characters who haven't really interacted before, doing things together. And we get to see Imogen away from Claire and Jake and, in her own little different world now with Bianca. And that about does it for this podcast. Thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all tomorrow for Drop It Like It's Hot Part 2.